Happy Monday. Oh, it's been a day. You know, today's one of those days that I realized the importance of gratitude and gratefulness and what it is to be in that mindset. So, 5 o'clock this morning, I'm on my way to work. All of a sudden, the car feels weird, start hearing a noise, and sure enough, I got a flat tire. Like, shit. I got no roadside service. I don't have a spare. I don't even think I have a complete jack. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Call my boss. Hey, I got a flat. I'm trying to make some calls, make something happen. Call my coworker who, where I was pulled over was, I won't say directly on his way into work, but he was going to have to pass me to get there. So he's on his way to pick me up. And I'm sitting there, I'm on a tight budget. I'm like, all right, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. Kind of started to worry about it. And I was like, no, you know what? It's going to be fine. Everything's going to work out the way it needs to. By the time I got picked up and got to work, uh, my immediate boss had gone through the one barn we have where we just kind of throw old stuff and found a tire that is basically my size. I grabbed the tools I needed. My other coworker drove back out there. Had a little problem with the tire for a moment, but not too long. Got it back to the shop, got the new tire on the rim, got back out to the car. It took a little time. It was a little back and forth, whatever. But everything worked out, you know. So all that happens. By the time I get back to work, I work at a golf course. One of the guys who was on one of the rough mowers, one of our big rough mowers, the Toro Groundsmaster 4500. So it has a total of five 30 something inch decks. It's like basically 10-foot wide mow. Um, 4-wheel drive diesel that weighs 9,000 pounds. Basically went off a riverbank. He's honestly he's lucky he didn't kill himself. So we had to deal with that crisis. We also had a 60-foot tall tree come down. We had to deal with that. So it was a very chaotic Monday, you know. But the gratefulness comes from the fact that through me being grateful for the things I have and the opportunities I have, um, and therefore that coming out in not only my work ethic and in my integrity and my attitude and outlook on a lot of things. I was able to get a tire that I needed completely free of charge, get my car back up and running. So now I've got at least a little bit of time to find a decent set of new tires. Um, the tree, turns out my immediate supervisor Matt needed to rent a piece of equipment to do some work for the owner. Well, he wasn't supposed to rent it till tomorrow, but the owner went ahead and said get it today so you can get the tree done. So that was no problem. Um, we managed to get the mower up and out. Grateful, thankfully the guy wasn't hurt or anything like that. It definitely scared him. Um, Yeah, I missed some work in the beginning, but at the same time, I stayed extra after today and actually not only made up the hours, but probably made a little more and picked up some side work too, you know. Um, I also actually got a price on new tires from my roommate who I forgot works at uh, a dealership right now. And for brand new tires, it's not a bad price, and I might just save up and do that. You know, the point is yeah, there was a series of tower moments, as it were, but instead of allowing that stuff to ruin my whole day, it didn't. Because even throughout all of that, I was still grateful. I'm grateful that I have a car that can get a flat tire. You know, I'm grateful that through my own hardships and lessons my father and mothers have taught me, and me trying to be a better person and keep my word and be a person of integrity, it's starting to pay off. You know, 2, 3 years ago, people wouldn't have helped me the way they did. You know, my boss, no problem, found a tire. Here's the tools. Go do what you got to do. Don't worry about work right now. You know, get your shit together. Wasn't an issue at all. You know, got everything back to the shop. Mechanic was like, "Oh yeah," you like dropped everything he was doing, mounted the tire on my rim, everything else. You know, like, you know, I did get to work extra, but what that means is that, you know, the owner of the golf course and a bunch of properties around the place is more aware of who I am and what I do, which in itself will probably pay dividends at some point. Not that's not why I did it, but you know, um, but I didn't stress about it. I didn't worry about it because I'm grateful for the things I have. I'm grateful for the opportunities I have. You know, I've known I needed new tires for a while now. You know, and that's the other thing. I'm grateful that when it went flat, I didn't go flying off the road or anything. You know, and now I'm aware of how bad the other one is. So sometimes I need sledgehammer to the face signs from the universe. You know, um, but that's why gratefuls and stuff are so important, and having an attitude of gratitude, as they call it. You know, because when you remind yourself constantly of the things you're grateful for and the things you truly have gratitude for, like my job, I'm very grateful for my job, and I have a tremendous amount of gratitude for it. And I show that by showing up every day, being one of the most dependable employees they've ever had in 10 years. I've literally, between last year and this year, I've only missed 2 days, and I've only been late 3 times. Um, you know, I recently worked 7 days a week for 6 weeks. Actually, I think I had one day off in between in there. So I think I went like 24 days and another 20 or something like that, you know. And but because of things like that and being grateful for just that opportunity to prove my worth, you know, when I had a personal emergency, you know, the superintendent of the course and the assistant super were like, no questions asked, not a problem at all. You know, what do you need? Let's handle it. And it was done, you know. Um, but the other part is, like I said, I don't believe in bad days anymore, just bad moments, you know. And that's the thing. My reaction to the whole situation and all of those situations for the day, you know, it could have made the situations 10 times worse. You know, but it's just life. You know, life is what happens when you make other plans. So try to remember to be grateful for the things you have and the opportunities you do. Yeah. Have a blessed day.